George Will, NewsNation senior political contributor, with us now. George, there's the political side of this. There's the media side of this. We'll start with the political side of it. This was Karine Jean-Pierre, among others, talking about it today. Take a listen.
The president believes prayers alone are not enough. Congress must act. It is entirely within our power to take these weapons of war off our streets.
An undocumented person was able to buy an AR-15 illegally somewhere because of their lax gun laws.
There you go.
Well, the president's press spokesman thinks this is a simple matter to draw a statute that would solve these problems. I defy anyone to write that law. The American people would love to have such a law. The Second Amendment became part of the Constitution in 1791. It wasn't until 2008, Leland, that the Supreme Court said it protects an individual's right to bear arms. Once it said that, once it said it is not connected to being a member of a well-regulated militia, regulating guns became extremely difficult. Politically, to go after, as the press spokesman just said, the most popular weapon in the United States is a non-starter.
What I think is fascinating about this, right, and this is an abject lesson in this, is that in this case, the person wasn't following the law to be in the United States multiple times as they were deported. They didn't follow the law in other cases, as Ali Bradley reported. They bought this weapon because of the nature of their status illegally, almost certainly. Why would you think that they would follow a law involving how they would purchase another assault rifle? Then there's the media side of this, and I'm fascinated because 5 people dead is undoubtedly a tragedy. Clearly, these were innocent people, whether they were here legally, illegally, or anything else. But I think about other mass shootings. For example, CNN, Kansas City shooting. Remember the white homeowner shot a black teenager. White homeowner accused of shooting black teen. White Kansas City man, 84, charged for shooting black teen. In Kansas City, calls to charge the white homeowner who shot black teen. Police charge white man for shooting black teen. And maybe you could argue that the modifiers here of white and black go to perhaps motive or thought or fear or whatever you want to say. In this case, the modifier of illegal immigrant goes to the very core of this story of why this person was in the United States to begin with. And that is left out of so much of the coverage.
Exactly. Now, the problem, Leland, is that there are almost 11 million illegal immigrants in the country, the vast majority of whom are law-abiding.
Right.
In fact, their record in terms of law-abidingness compares favorably to that with the native-born, partly because they're very careful, because they know their status makes their position here precarious. But everyone, and this is the nature of our political discourse, everyone when these things happen goes to their particular corners and says this is an immigration issue, this is a gun control issue, and it's actually neither. It's really a problem of mental illness and madness on the part of certain people. There are 332 million of us in this country, Leland. Some of them are stark raving mad.
Well, stark raving mad, and it appears as though we're in a situation, just by dint of the statistics, where when people are pressed even a little bit, this guy was firing his weapon into the sky and somebody said, hey, would you please knock it off? And then he came over and shot everybody. That these very, very, very little triggers are setting off these horrifically violent situations.
And for the American people, this is demoralizing because it's desensitizing. They come to think from Columbine to Sandy Hook to Uvalde, Texas, that this is like the weather. We simply have to accept it. And desensitized, they become demoralized.
Yeah, well, and there's a lot of people who now feel that way, who mass shootings have sort of become this own thing in the ether, a thing that people are scared about. Statistically, not something to worry about, but it's still there. Good to see you as always, George. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.